The Church is reeling today after a Vatican report on sex abuse.
It reveals mistakes and cover-ups allowed the abuse to happen. And Dina Bair has the very latest and reaction from Chicago's Cardinal Blase Cupich.
The Cardinal calls it a watershed moment, a report almost too difficult to read, 449 pages, documenting assaults on innocent victims and protection of the adults who carried out the abuse. Revelation Church leadership hopes will pull the curtain back on what were systemic problems to make way for healing for abuse victims and prevention of these horrors from ever happening again.
No se puede escapar de lo que sucede, pero se debe soportar, no importa lo feo que sea. Ningún día sin recuerdos, ningún día sin flashbacks.
Church sex abuse victims stood in Rome telling the Pope, cardinals, and bishops about their abuse. The Sex Abuse Summit was just the beginning for the Catholic Church. An investigation of one of the most powerful U.S. bishops, a disgraced former U.S. cardinal, was occurring at the same time. Now, the final report.
From a very casual touching that was inappropriate and boundary crossing, all the way to some of the most graphic kinds of abuse that can be done. And so it was important, I think, for the voices of the victims to be heard in this report.
Theodore McCarrick is accused of sexually abusing seminarians for decades, inappropriately touching minors. Pope John Paul II, now a saint, believed McCarrick's denials.
He did make a mistake.
Some say Pope John Paul's Polish upbringing made him susceptible to believing bishops could be falsely accused. But the report revelations get worse. Church leaders covered up for McCarrick, one of their own.
The Holy See asked bishops point-blank questions, and they withheld information that they had. So, yes, that kind of irresponsibility prolonged this tragedy.
The reports of abuse made their way through 3 papacies. Pope Benedict sanctioned McCarrick, but did not remove him. Pope Francis is said to have believed the matter was handled.
This is a remarkable report. There is more substance than we've seen ever in a church report. It's actually self-incriminating, but its great failure is that it lets the current Pope, Pope Francis, completely off the hook. McCarrick was not someone who had been put out to pasture. He was still an active and preeminent cardinal. He was effectively representing the Holy See to different countries, even if it wasn't official. Didn't the Pope wonder if those rumors had substance?
In the final analysis, Chicago's Archbishop praises the tenacity and transparency of Pope Francis.
It's a difficult reading, but listen, people can take bad news. They just can't take a lie.
Honesty is the commitment for the future.
Responsibility, accountability, and transparency.
When it comes to abuse accusations in Chicago, the Cardinal has a zero-tolerance policy. All accused priests are removed from ministry pending an investigation.
If it's found that that's unfounded, then we reinstate him. If not, we take our measures to remove him from ministry permanently.
One of many policies the Cardinal hopes will put a new face on the Church for the future, from its roots in Rome to individual parishes locally.
It's a cleansing. The Pope also is doing this cleansing not just in this level of abuse, but in how finances are done, how lay people are treated by clergy. We have to be supportive of the Pope now and look for a way in which he's going to clean house.
The Cardinal says the most important thing is to focus on the victims in the face of an accusation. Thinking about the child first will result in decisions that are honest and true. Back to you.